GWATA TV gives you a first look at North Central Washington's business news. You'll hear from our local business, tech, and education companies as Jenny discusses hot topics and current events with some of the best innovators and pioneers in North Central Washington.
Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome to GWATA TV. I'm your host, Jenny Rojanasatian, and it's a pleasure to spend the next 30 minutes with you. On today's episode of GWATA TV, we're going to be talking to Manson School District and then Blind Renaissance. We're going to talk to Manson School District about their incredible internship and post-secondary opportunities that they're offering to students in their schools. And then we're going to talk to Blind Renaissance, a local graphic design company, about a project they're working on in Manson and how they support students at their organization. It's going to be a great episode, so stay tuned right after the break. Welcome back to GWATA TV. I'd like to introduce our first two guests of today's segment. We have Manson School District with us, Matt Charlton, Superintendent for Manson School District, and Addie, say your last name for me.
Grajeda.
Welcome. You are the post-secondary coordinator at Manson School District. Yes. We're so excited to have you on air. You have some really incredible programs, incredible educators who are passionate about students. So let's get right to it. Matt, you've implemented a post-secondary training opportunity with internship opportunities for students at Manson School District. When did that get started? Tell me a little bit about that project and your passion for it.
Sure. As part of our overall post-secondary program, we really wanted to get kids out practicing real careers and getting experience out in the field. And so in about 2013-14, we really started looking at how to do that. And we were able to secure a grant from a private foundation, the Discurrent Foundation out of Seattle, to help partially fund that. And so Addie, we kind of changed her position to become post-secondary coordinator / internship coordinator, and she helped begin that program, and it's just taken off from that pilot year of 2014-15, I think we talked about.
Yes. So Addie, this internship opportunity, it's pretty big. You're talking about how many hours every year, and how many students is it serving?
Okay, so we have about 200 students in our high school, and so they begin their internship experiences in freshman year. They go out and complete 15 hours of an internship 9th grade, then 20 10th grade, 25 their 11th grade, and then 30 hours their senior year in high school.
And that's incredible to have 200 students having an internship opportunity, because sometimes it's hard to get even a couple students in the door at a business. So how have you built those business partnerships to support students in Manson?
So the first year I remember I was out presenting at different, like the chamber events of business meetings in Manson and Chelan, and just anywhere I could go, Kiwanis Club, Rotary Clubs, anywhere to start building these partnerships. And it could be businesses or individuals or just organizations where they're willing to have students come in and spend that time with them and teach them what their careers and professions and how they got to where they are. And so I think at this point we have over 70 partners. And so people in our community there have been so supportive and let us bring the students to them.
That's an incredible track record to have 70 business partners in your community supporting students and really involved in the work. What does that look like for an employer who becomes a partner with Manson School District?
So I usually talk to them about the expectations of what our students, currently when they are doing the internship experience, they're in a class called Career Connections. So they learn about what it's like to be professional and how they'll act when they're out and they're doing these hours. But then with the businesses, we talk about, if there's any kind of problem, of course, they let me know about it. We're always in constant communication. But they tell me what the best time for them to have students come to them. So we really try to accommodate the schedules of our partners. And so most students go between 4 to 6 or 10 hours per week. So a couple of hours, a day, and spend that time. And then we also provide transportation. So we drive the students there and pick them up. And so I have a couple people that help me drive the students around and take them and bring them back to school.
Well, that transportation piece is huge because that's such a hard thing to navigate for a lot of families, right?
Yes.
Who are working and cannot maybe take a ninth grader after school
Yes.
somewhere else. So kudos to you for also adding in that layer.
Yeah, and it's during the school day,
Yeah.
so most families are working.
Yeah.
So most of the students do complete their hours within 8:30 to 3:15 when we're in school. And so the wonderful thing I think about the program is also the support, and starting with Matt, it came from him, and then the teachers are willing and understand that how valuable that experience is for the students. So if they're missing a class, students are responsible to go talk to their teachers, and see what they've missed, but they understand that what they're learning out there with this individual or business is very valuable, and so it'll help them when they graduate high school. So
How do soft skills come into play?
that's
in the
very
process?
important.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do, like in the Career Connections class, Mrs. Coth, who's the teacher that teaches, we talk about interview skills and just talking to people, talk to them and see them in the face and just be polite. No cell phones out while you're at your internship. All those skills, and it really helps them. And when, especially as students, I feel in the 9th and 10th grade, this is the years they start looking for summer jobs in our community. I mean, we are run by tourism in the Chelan Valley, and so it's great that they are meeting these individuals outside the school, and then they are hired for jobs. And so in the summer, so it really helps them, even them and their families for the summer jobs.
Gives them a leg up out
Exactly,
there.
yes.
That they're getting those skills in the classroom, preparing them for careers. Now, Matt, as a superintendent, we were talking offline that, this isn't just about the industry giving to the school district. Tell me a little bit more about your philosophy and perspective of supporting businesses.
It's really worked out as a neat partnership. Mentors are developed for our students, and they, sometimes maintain those throughout their post-secondary training in the college. And then, what businesses are telling us is that, one, it helps them define their own business, and when they have to explain and articulate what they're doing, it helps them hone in on what they're really about. One of our businesses, the Lake Chelan Building Supply in Manson, Brett Lamar, the owner, has actually created a whole curriculum for when students come in, and his employees look forward to teaching these students about their jobs and the different skills they're learning. So it's really a two-way partnership, and businesses get to see the cream of the crop and look at who a great future employee would be to invest in. So it's been a nice relationship.
And homegrown talent is so important in this economy, where I think across Washington State, right, we need great talent. So you're homegrown right there in Manson, so they can go off to get a 2-year, 4-year, or and then come back.
Trade school, yeah. And so many of our students, we have about 70% of our students that already speak a second language. They speak Spanish, and so a lot of our businesses are looking for bilingual employees who have the soft skills that we've talked about, and are willing to go get that training that brings them back just ready to work, and it's been a really nice arrangement.
I love what you said about employee engagement for those partners getting involved, that their employees love having the students come in, because we've had other guests on air, SGL Carbon out in Moses Lake. They've talked about bringing in students to the workplace has really been helped improve culture and get people excited about that new energy.
Yeah, I always tell them it's exciting to see like the mentorship piece too, because our students in their senior year are looking for letters of recommendation, for scholarships and for colleges. And I always say, you're meeting someone that could write you a letter if if you have a great experience and do a great job. And they do. They take students appreciate that. And then, we have students in college now that are still connected to the people they interned with, and they continue writing letters for them for scholarships and mentoring them throughout the programs in college.
You never know what connection will open the door.
Exactly. Yep. That's really what it is.
Yeah, for these students.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, if someone's listening in today and they're maybe a business not directly in Manson, is there still a place for them to get involved with these programs?
Yes, most definitely. We're always looking for new partners and new opportunities for kids. And so a way that they can get involved with Manson is to call 509-687-3140 and ask for Addie Garajeda, and she will arrange to meet with them and discuss what their business is. And then what we do is we ask our kids, what are they interested in, and we try to match a business with an interest. And so we love to have a variety of choices for kids. So we would love if they're in the Lake Chelan Valley especially, but we also have kids come to Wenatchee. We've actually taken kids over to Microsoft, one girl all the way to Cal Poly for some research. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. We really try to customize to the kids' interest.
So, which is a great layer, I guess, to know as well, that it's not just a student coming in to get their 25 hours. This is likely a student has a targeted interest in construction or engineering. So that you're really helping maybe them look at a pathway for that future career.
Yes, that's what I love about this program. They learn what their passion is. I always say, even if they decide maybe it's not that's still good.
Right, that's
but, because I've had students, being placed in the hospital and get there and like, maybe I don't want to be a nurse.
Right.
Well, that's great, because then you don't go to college thinking you're going to do that and not like it. So you're getting the opportunity now in high school. So it is, but a lot of the students just end up loving those jobs, and that's what they want to follow.
Well, thank you both for the work that you're doing to support students. Our next guest on air, we have the team from Blind Renaissance, and you have a special partnership with Blind Renaissance, which is a company based out of here in Wenatchee. Matt, can you tell us briefly, how is Blind Renaissance helping Manson School District with some of your initiatives?
We've got so many initiatives that we need help articulating and explaining those, and really finding a way that we can succinctly explain what we're doing for kids and with kids. And so we have a relationship about 4 or 5 years ago where they helped us with a smaller project, and now they're helping us create an infographic that really defines all that we're doing with kids and what our purpose is, and kind of a different way of education. So we're really excited about the work they're doing with us.
Cool. Outstanding, and we're excited here at GWATA to be another voice to share all this incredible work that you're doing. So thank you both for coming on air and supporting students. We've had to do a commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have the team from Blind Renaissance on to talk more about their work at Manson School District. Welcome back to our second segment here on GWATA TV. I have on air the team from Blind Renaissance, Camille and Farah. Welcome to GWATA TV.
Thank you.
So excited to interview you and to hear more about the work that you do at Blind Renaissance. We were talking off air that we just had Matt Charlton, the superintendent from Manson School District, who's someone that your business has gotten to know really well.
Yeah, definitely.
Through a project that you're working on.
Currently.
Yeah, but before we get there, a lot of folks may not know who Blind Renaissance is. So I'd love to start with you, Farah. Tell us, what is Blind Renaissance and what is your role there? And how, and then from Camille. We'll put you up first. Yeah.
So Blind Renaissance is a graphic design agency in East Wenatchee, and the owner has been serving clients around the valley for almost 50 years now. I only joined recently, since I used to work in social media management and stuff like that. And so I work there now as a web designer, and also I do social media consultancy, social media management, and as well as like graphic design bits, and I'm also an illustrator.
A Jill of all trades in design. And Camille, what do you do at Blind Renaissance?
I'm a graphic designer, basically. But since we do so much stuff, I've designed logos, done print materials like brochures and business cards, but I also do some like web development and web design as well. But I'm also even newer than Farah. I've only been there like 6 months, and I'm pretty fresh out of college. I graduated last May with a degree in graphic design.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
On that big accomplishment and the joining the team at Blind Renaissance, a great company.
Yeah, and she's been a great addition. So
yeah.
Now you guys are industry agnostic. You work with lots of different clients, right?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So wide ranging. School district, you wouldn't think normally, like school district being kind of cutting edge on their design and marketing materials, right? We don't traditionally think of that.
Yeah.
But Manson's really trying to share more about their programs with the community. So can you tell us how you got involved with working with Manson School District and what the project you're working on is?
So Blind Renaissance did a logo for them previously, and I think they did work with Matt on that logo. Neither of us were there for that, but they reached out to Kirk, our owner.
Yeah.
What was that, like 5 months ago?
Yeah.
It was this project started a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like about 5 months ago. Yeah, and Matt reached out to us basically on creating an infographic for the school district.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about just like a standard brochure infographic.
No.
We're talking about something pretty layered and complex.
Yes. So initially, it's going to be a print infographic that's going to be shown around the community. And it's supposed to be sort of like a tool for the community, I'd say, and the parents and students and everyone to kind of pinpoint the various programs that the Manson School District has. And so we sort of have hopes for the future of the project. So this project will potentially progress into something bigger, but the infographic itself will be a print infographic to start with, but then there's all these little components in the infographic that we're making that can be pulled apart and used as sort of a media library for the Manson School District. So all the students will have access to the icons and illustrations that we make to use in their own videos and their own presentations. So kind of creating a cohesive story, brand, identity for the school district.
Yeah, creating that like overall like overarching brand for them is something that me and Farrah have definitely been keeping in mind, because we'd also like to see it pushed into like maybe a website redesign and using all of those pieces in their website redesign. And not only will those parts pulled out the kids can use, but any marketing materials that they decide to put out they can also use for that. So yeah, the big brand, like overarching brand, is a big goal too.
And Manson School District is so engaged with business community. Their internship program we were just talking about, they have 70 business partners that are helping support students.
Yeah.
So they really go out there with community in mind. You've been helping them get surveys and feedback from the community on this project as well, right? Tell us what that process looked like.
You can go.
Okay.
So and we see here 362 student surveys.
Yeah, so earlier on in the project, after we'd sort of come up with our first concepts for the infographic, Camille and I decided it would be a really important aspect to actually find out what the students think about their own school and their own communities and stuff. So that's kind of why we did the student survey. So we came up with the questions in probably a couple of days, sent them to Matt, and within like 2 months we got back these like 300 surveys.
And we're seeing some of the images here that they
Yeah.
are illustrating their vision.
Yeah, it was really cool. We had a front page that was kind of more like written answers, and then we had a back page full of drawing prompts. The elementary school drawings were probably some of the best. We really liked those. But yeah, it was really fun getting all of those back and sorting through and seeing, taking pieces out and stuff.
Yeah, and the community involvement in this project, especially for me since I'm the one illustrating the main concept at the moment, you know, from an art point of view and stuff, like it was so important to have the feeling of the community like involved. So we have had a couple visits up to Manson School. And we had this huge focus group presentation that we did with students, faculty members, some of the school board, and students and children and stuff.
And so you walked them through.
Yeah, we walked them through our sort of process, and then what we did ask for was feedback on which concept they liked.
Yeah.
So there's the main artwork concept one, and this is the one that actually ended up being most liked by everybody because it shows the sort of stages of growing up in the Manson community. Yeah.
So really kind of pulling at the heart of that school and the greater community.
Yeah.
So much intentionality going into this project at Blind Renaissance.
Yeah, I think another big part of it was we're trying to get. Matt had so many aspects of their like goals and the community, and we really needed almost like visuals from the people at the focus group, and they really helped us nail down some of these like broader kind of ideas like culture and stuff, but into maybe representations of those, which really helped us in our projects. So
And Manson Learns is that focus, right, for
Mhm.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Manson Learns is like the overarching, like over the whole school district.
Yeah.
And then there's certain parts of it.
And as we talked to in Matt in our first segment today, they have an internship opportunity, 9th through 12th grade, where every year they're getting an internship, which is huge in that kind of Manson Learns opportunity. So congratulations on working with them to further articulate. I can't wait to see the results.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah.
We're really excited
Of
to see
that project.
Yeah.
And I know that you two are also passionate about getting involved with Manson School District in terms of supporting the students and volunteering. So I just want to briefly touch on that. Farah, you've been an Hour of Code volunteer. Why in your free time are you also going into schools to help support students?
I was a game developer and have a master's in game development from the UK, and I lived in the UK for almost a decade. I was a STEM ambassador in the UK and frequently spent also my free time going to schools and other experiences where I could be a mentor to people younger than me, especially women and non-binary people. To get into games development mainly, I love games development because it's creating fun, and I think there's something really fun about teaching other people how to create fun. So that's kind of why I get really passionate about it, and also just so excited to see like waves of young people with all these different ideas and visions and stuff, and encouraging them to go forth and create those. So
Well, thank you for your passion for students, both of you. I know your team is volunteering at some upcoming student events as well. So Blind Renaissance is not only doing the cool graphic design work, but you're also a big community partner.
yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
That's incredible. Thank you. If people want to get connected with either of you, how do they find you and learn more?
So you could get connected with me on my LinkedIn, that's Farah Lutfi, or you just go to our website, icblind.com, and email, and one of us will respond to you.
Yeah.
Or come out to GWATA Tech Talk, because you
Or
Yeah,
come out to
we
GWATA
usually
Tech Talk.
have GWATA
Yeah.
Tech Talk as well.
Yeah, we try and make it in those.
That's perfect. Well, we'll have to have you back on air when the project's all done, so
we'd love
yes,
to.
we can
definitely.
share the results and
Yeah.
that full continuum. In the meantime, though, thanks again for being here.
Yeah.
It's time for us to head to one more commercial break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the NCW Life channel. I want to thank our guests for joining us on today's episode of GWATA TV. If you missed any part of the segment, I encourage you to go to the NCW Life channel, where you can watch this episode in its entirety online. I also hope you were inspired by the incredible work that's happening in Manson School District and how over 70 business partners have come together to support internship opportunities for their school district. If you are a local employer, whether it's in Manson, Chelan, or Wenatchee, I encourage you to reach out to Manson School District to find out how you can get involved and how your business can support students. Not from the area? Don't worry. I am sure that the school district back in your hometown would be eager to have a new business partner. We want to encourage you to support workforce development and our local students as they find the right career pathways. Last but not least, come check out the Blind Renaissance team. You can usually find them at one of our GWATA events or online to learn more about their programs. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Since 1999, GWATA has served as North Central Washington's Tech Alliance. As a 501c3, our mission is to bring people and technology resources together to create a thriving community. Through our work, we aim to inspire, engage, and connect.